you. My name is Jordan, and last time I kind of went over serving sizes and how important it is to figure out how much calories we're consuming. So I decided to go a little bit more specific and get into how important it is for diabetics to know how much calories and carbohydrates they're consuming. There's different types of diabetes, and it's important to know the two types, so I'll go over those. Type 1 diabetes is also known as juvenile diabetes because it is most commonly diagnosed in kids and young adults, but it can be diagnosed later on in life as well. It's usually more about genetics than eating habits. Usually with this type, the body is not able to produce any insulin, or at least very little. This is why diabetics with this type must inject themselves with insulin regularly, no matter how well they eat and exercise. That doesn't mean good diet and exercise doesn't benefit them though. Eating diets that are rich in veggies, fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats will help them manage their blood glucose levels, and exercise will help their blood circulation. This is beneficial to both types of diabetics. As mentioned, insulin is an important part of treating type 1 diabetes. Insulin is needed to help convert sugar, starches, and other foods eaten into energy. Options to get insulin into their system is the shot, the insulin pump, and the insulin pen. And for the shot, pretty much basic. Just have to give yourself a shot whenever your sugar is too high. The pump is a lot easier because of the fact that it's already there. See, like with diabetics, they might have to carry around a lunch pack or something for their insulin because it has to stay at a certain temperature. But with the pack, they just pretty much have to make sure it's filled and it's already in their skin, so they can just tell it how much it needs to put into them, and then it just injects them with insulin. So it's a lot easier for diabetics to deal with the pump than the shots. As well, the pen is a lot like the shot. Type 2 diabetes is considered partially genetics and partially lifestyle choices. You can carry the genes to make you more likely to be diagnosed, but if you eat well and stay active, you may never develop type 2. Lifestyle choices that affect the development of type 2 diabetes include lack of exercise, meal planning choices, and being overweight and obese. Unlike type 1, if type 2 diabetics eat healthy and exercise, they may not have to take insulin very often or even at all. Patients with type 1 diabetes should have a diet that has approximately 35 calories per kilogram of body weight per day, or 16 calories per pound. For example, someone who's 140 pounds should be eating 2,240 calories a day. Patients with type 2 diabetes are usually put on a 1,500 to 1,800 calorie diet to promote weight loss, since many are overweight. This amount may vary though depending on certain factors. If a person exercises, they need more caloric intake than someone who is more sedentary to stay at a healthy weight and give the body the energy and nutrients it needs. Carbohydrates are very important for diabetics. more so than anything else. The definition, I posted that off of dictionary.com. But the main thing you have to remember is that it's an important source of food and energy for animals. Generally, carbohydrates should make up about 50% of daily calories. This is true for diabetics and the general population as well. Although watching your carbs is even more important for diabetics because lower carbohydrates intake is associated with lower sugar levels in the blood. So consuming the right amount of carbohydrates helps diabetics stay at a healthy sugar level range. Most carbs we eat come from three food groups: starch, fruit, and milk. Diabetics have to be very careful not to consume too little or too much of these foods. Doing one or the other can have major health consequences. I know my brother, he's a type 1 diabetic, and he definitely has to watch it. You wouldn't think that milk and stuff has sugar in it, but I know that if he has too much, it increases his sugar levels a lot. And quiz time. Type 1 diabetes is caused mainly by A, genetics, B, eating habits, C, exercising too much, or D, watching too much TV. A, genetics, yes. How can a diabetic receive insulin? A, insulin shot, B, insulin pump, or C, insulin pen, or D, all the above? D. The above, yes. Type 2 diabetes is caused by A, genetics, B, lifestyle habits, C, eating too many vegetables, D, both A and B, or E, both B and C. D, yes. Which type of diabetes is it possible for a person to eventually not have to take insulin very often or at all? A, type 1, B, type 2, C, type 1 and type 2, or neither?
B?
It's type 2, yes, B. Most carbohydrates we eat come from what three food groups? Fruits, starches,
Milk.
and milk, yes. Thank you for your time, and I hope you learned a lot about diabetics and how much servings they need.